Let's now take a look at removing the ignition switch knob or ignition switch cap as it's commonly known. As with any electrical component, whether you're servicing it or replacing it, always unhook the negative cable on the battery first. In order to remove this cap, motorcycle must be full left lock. Ignition switch must be unlocked. The ignition switch knob needs to be turned to fork lock. At that point, you'll insert your key into the ignition switch cap. You'll rotate it counterclockwise, which is not towards the lock position on the label, but away from the unlock position. As you turn that key, you'll carefully push up on the tab underneath the switch cap. You'll see it comes up easily. Again, I don't have the tank covered, so you can get a nice clear view of what I'm doing. But anytime you're working above any painted area, you should have those components covered. You'll note there is a spring. That spring has to be reinstalled on the top of the ignition switch so it engages into the switch cap. There's a number of reasons you'll be removing this cap. One of them is if you're going to pull your inner fairing off in order to paint it. Another would be if you needed to remove the rear cover in order to access the switches or possibly install a new rocker switch in one of the other allocations. In order to reinstall the knob or ignition cap, it'll be the same procedure, just run backwards. Make sure the spring is in place, put the switch back in position, rotate the key. You'll hear a good audible click. You can release the cap. It will stay where it is. At that point, you can rotate it clockwise, away from the fork lock position. Make sure it goes through all of the correct ignition positions. And then you can reconnect the battery negative, check, make sure it's working in all the positions, verify by starting the motorcycle, do a complete electrical check. This is an integral component. It must work correctly when you remove it and reinstall it.